Hey there, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cerise Fairfax. I'm coming at you from the Dominican Republic, North Coast, in a province called Puerto Plata, in a municipality called Sosua, in a little neighborhood called Los Charamicos, where I live. I live where I love, and I love where I live. Today is story time. This story comes to me from a guy named Chad. You know, this has got to be part of the Gringo Chronicles. This story time, I usually call it the Chica Chronicles, but this guy is one of the Gringo Chronicles. So a lot of guys come here to meet the ladies because the ladies, the Dominican women, are so beautiful. The Dominican women really do take care of their men. And I have seen so many beautiful relationships flower and unfold and blossom so beautifully. But then there are a lot of relationships where men just choose the wrong women, or they do the wrong things to lose the good women. Check out the video that I did just the other day, the story time before this one, 2 videos over. And you'll see what Daryl did to lose his good girl. Let's talk about Chad. So a little background. The story's real. The name is not. I make up a fictitious name to protect the people involved in the story. Now, Chad, he worked hard all his entire life. He saved a lot of money, and he got injured on the job. When he got injured on the job, he was on workman's compensation. This guy's from Canada. He was on workman's compensation for a while. And when he was on workman's compensation, he came here to the Dominican Republic to heal his back and the salt water and just relax and not worry about life. He was a construction worker and he was in the union. So now he gets here and he meets a woman. He's on the beach and he meets a woman, and she's beautiful. We're going to name her Tiana. Now, Tiana, a good girl. There's nothing bad about Tiana. There's no Chica Chronicle going on here today. She's actually a really nice church-going girl. She works on the beach. She works in one of these places right here. She did work in one of these places here on Playa Sosua, on Sosua Beach. And when he met her, he was blown away. You know, he would go to that beach casita every single day, and he would get his juice from her, and they would get to talking. And she taught him a lot about the Dominican Republic. He even rented a car, and on her days off, they would go and travel around a little bit, and she would teach him about cacao and Gaspar Hernandez. That is like the chocolate, the real chocolate. And she taught him like real good cultural stuff. She's the type of woman who I talk about in my book that I wrote. Speaking of that, guys, stay till the end because I have something special for you. Now, she taught him so much, he was very grateful. He was here for a total of 3 months. Then he had to go back to Canada to fill out some more papers with workman's compensation. And while he was there, they told him that he no longer qualifies for workman compensation because some footage came out of him lifting her up in the beach and holding her, and his back really did hurt him. And when he lifted her up, his back was healing a little bit, but he was on meds and he was also in the water. So, when you lift someone up in the water, they're a little bit more buoyant, And not only that, when you're on meds and when you're falling in love, sometimes the pain, you can minimize it mentally. Now, those photos, they were like, I'm sorry, you no longer qualify for workman's compensation, so you gotta take yourself back to work, which he couldn't do. He was sad. There was nothing he could do. He had no job. And when he went to social assistance, which is welfare, they told him that they could put him on welfare, but it was going to take a while for him to get on welfare. Now, welfare was not going to pay for him and his lifestyle that he created here in the Dominican Republic. Here in the Dominican Republic, he was making plans with Tiana. He made plans He bought a piece of land with Tiana. Yeah, he was only here for 3 months. But here in the Dominican Republic, relationships are very intense and they move very quickly. And he bought a little piece of land and he told her that he was going to come back and he was going to start building slowly on that land. And he was going to build the house himself because remember, he's a construction worker. But now here he is, he's back in Canada, and his mom falls ill. And so now he has no choice but to stay in Canada. He's the only child. Now his mom, she was a heavy smoker, and I say was, past tense. I'm going to get to that, and that's where the drama is. So she was a smoker, a heavy smoker, and she started to really cough up a lot of blood, and she started to get really sick. They put her on a machine, and she had to be monitored 24/7 in the house. She did not want a nurse to go and take care of her. She wanted her son to take care of her. And she said to Chad, "Please, Chad, I don't know how much time I have left. Can you please stay with me? I don't want a nurse to come in and take care of me." She couldn't walk on her own. She couldn't bathe herself. Nothing. She couldn't even breathe on her own. Chad said to her, "You know, Mom, I love you a lot, but I am going to maybe have to take some trips back and forth. I bought a piece of land and I told my girlfriend that I was going to help her build on that land." And the mom said, "You know, I understand that. You have a life. Go live your life. Don't worry about me." Chad, he felt guilty. He felt divided, you know, and he contacted Tiana and he said, "Tiana, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do what I said I was going to do." And she said to him, "Chad, please take care of your mom because family is first here in the Dominican Republic." And she said, "Take care of your mother, please. Forget about the piece of land. It's not going anywhere. It's there. You can build after." And he knew what after meant. It meant after his mom dies. Now his mom, the doctor said that she would be gone within the next 3 months. So he said to Tiana, "I'm going to make a small trip, a really quick trip back to Sosua. And when I get to Sosua, I'm only going to stay for like about 4 days. And then I'm going to go back. This will be the last time that we see each other in a long time." And she understood. She actually loved him more for sacrificing his personal life for his mom. So when he got here, he took the last bit of savings that he had, which was 20,000 Canadian dollars, which you could imagine doesn't go as far as American dollars. He soaked that into supplies to build up the foundation of the home. And it got built. So here he is, and he's in Toronto, downtown Toronto where he lived. And they had a beautiful house. He was an only child, like I said. And his dad died many, many years before that, also of cancer, also a heavy smoker. Now, Chad, you know, he knew that when his mom died, that house was going to go to him. And he also knew that when his mom died, there was going to be a hefty insurance payment out to him, a hefty inheritance paid out to him. So this is what he looked forward to. He knew his mom was going to die, but he knew that this money was going to help him just leave Canada. He was going to sell the house and make a few million on that beautiful home. And then he was going to take the inheritance as well. And he was going to live the rest of his life here. After about 3 months, his mom still didn't pass. As a matter of fact, her health started to take a turn for the good. And he said to her, "Mom, let's sell this house. Come down to the Dominican Republic with me, please. This is where you're going to find health. This is where you're going to really get your second lease on life." And the mom said no. The mom said, no, that's not my life down there. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know the culture. I don't have any friends. He's like, Mom, you don't have any friends here in Toronto. All your friends, you know them on Facebook. You can still talk to them on Facebook in the Dominican Republic. And she's like, what about the electricity? It goes out. He said, Mom, don't worry. I have a generator. Don't worry. Because she had to rely on electricity for the breathing apparatus. And she's like, no, I can't do it. I don't want to be under the care and around people I don't know in the last days of my life. So Chad finally convinced his mom that taking her to the Dominican Republic would be the smartest thing to do. He told her, Mom, I can get you a place by the water. You will be so happy. You'll eat fruits, you'll eat vegetables, you'll eat everything organic. And she said yes. She finally said, yes, Chad, let's go because I want to see you happy in my last days, not miserable. I want to meet this woman of yours because she couldn't go to Canada. Right? For the mom to meet the future wife, the mom had to come here. And the mom knew that she didn't have much time to take a flight. She knew that within another month or so, it would be too late. So the mom gets here to the Dominican Republic, and the mother said to Chad, please don't sell the house yet, just in case I do start getting better and I want to go back to Canada. At least I know my house is there for me to live in, just in case I don't like the Dominican Republic. Chad said, no problem, Mom. And so they moved here. Now, when they moved here, the mother had a pension, and the pension was just enough to be able to pay for the rent of the villa, because they did get her a very beautiful villa, beachfront villa, which does cost money, and it was gorgeous. He wanted his mom to live in beautiful luxury and spare no cost for her. Now, of course, there was just a little bit of money left over from her pension, and you have to remember, he had no more savings, and he also had no job. So he was reliant on his mom's pension. Whatever money he could siphon from her pension, he was always on site of where he was building the house. Tiana quit her job on Playa Sosua so she could be the nurse, pretty much 24-hour around-the-clock care for the mom, which she did, and she didn't mind at all. So it seemed like it was a very beautiful situation. Now, what happened was a hurricane. The electricity went out. The mother couldn't breathe. Tiana, thank God for her, she used a fan to fan the mom's face. And she did this for hours after the generator went out. Now, the generator was supposed to last at least 6 hours, but it went out after 2 hours. It broke down. So Tiana, when her arm got tired, she went to the neighbors and she asked the neighbor to help. And they went, like an hour each, half hour each with the fan. All they could use were hand fans. They couldn't use plug-in fans because there was no electricity. So they all took turns. All the neighbors, they all came over to help her, which was so beautiful. She even said when the electricity was restored the next day, that they saved her life. She was so grateful for that, but she was scared. And she said to Chad that she wants to go back to Canada just in case that happens again. She doesn't want to lose her last breath, terrified and afraid of not knowing when the electricity is going to go back on. Chad said to his mom, Mom, this doesn't happen often. This is the first time this has happened in 6 years in this area. The mom said, Chad, I don't care. I don't want to play with the little life that I have left. Please take me home. And Chad agreed to. Chad said, absolutely. Now his mom, there was nothing she could do. She couldn't get up and go use the washroom on her own. She could hardly speak on her own. And he said to her, Mom, I don't know what doctor is going to allow you to fly. And she said, this is my last dying wish. I want to be in Canada. Get me there. And the doctor said, all right, if your mom wants to go and that's her last dying wish, it is possible that she's going to die in the air. But one doctor said, no, she will be fine. This angered Chad so deeply. Chad knew that if he went back to Canada, it would be unpredictable the amount of time that he would have to stay there with his mom while his home is here. And he was so focused on getting the home built. And he was also going to be a dad, because him and Tiana got married during the time that the mom was in the Dominican Republic. They got married, she got pregnant. He wanted to fulfill all of these desires so his mom could see him get married, so his mom can see him as a dad. And his mom was like, no, I'm glad you're married, but you know what? Now that you're married, if I survive, then you can always bring Tiana to Canada. And Chad, he just wasn't liking that at all. He was like, I'm not doing that, in his own head. But instead, what he did was the unthinkable. You see, he didn't get that generator fixed when it broke. And Tiana's belly was getting big. And she wanted to make sure that she visited her mother, and also in case, because her mom wanted to be around her during her pregnancy, she wanted to bring her mom back to Puerto Plata, where the villa was. And she had asked him, she said, listen, my belly is getting really big. I want my mom here too. My mom can help me with your mother, but you know, what's going to happen when I go into labor? I need my mom here to help take care of your mom. And he did not tell Tiana that his mom wanted to leave. The mom didn't tell Tiana either, because the mom was afraid to hurt Tiana's feelings. So he devised this plan, and he said, you know what, Tiana? Go get your mom and bring your mom back here. I'll make sure I stay with my mom until you get back. Now, he didn't get the generator fixed like he was supposed to. And while Tiana was gone, he made sure that his electricity went out. So what did he do? He went up and he cut the line above the house. The electricity went out immediately. The mom started to gasp for air. He didn't go in the house to check on her. He could hear her gasping for air outside of her bedroom window. He knew within himself that there was no turning back. It's not like he just disconnected it. He cut the electricity. There is no generator. The only thing that could be done was for him to go use the hand fan. But he didn't. Instead, he walked down to the sea. He went swimming, and he stayed on the beach for an hour. He walked back up to the house, and he heard no more gasping outside of her bedroom window. He went into the house and into his mother's bedroom, and she was dead. He told himself at first that he did something good. He knew that she was living the worst life possible, and he knew or felt within him that she would not have survived that flight back to Canada. And he also felt that if she did survive that flight, there was a possibility that she would survive another few months, which would put holes in his plan for his future. He could not be in two places at once. Either he was taking care of his mom in Canada, or he was going to be here for the birth of his child. He felt his mom was being very selfish. He asked his mom already before he did what he did to at least wait for a couple of months until the baby was born. but she was scared. She was terrified because of the electricity. Remember, it wasn't her dream to live in the Dominican Republic. So she was being selfish with the last days of breath that she did have. So when the forensics came, the forensics said yes, she died of no oxygen due to the electricity being cut. But then he didn't give enough credit to the detectives, the forensic team. He thought they were just buffoons. This one detective didn't trust them. This one detective used intuition. And this detective said to Chad, "It looks like somebody deliberately went and cut the line. Do you know somebody who would do that?" Chad's like, "No, I don't know." And the detective said, "Are you sure that your story is true?" Chad immediately broke down. He cried. His plan did not turn out the way he thought it would. And when he cried, it wasn't because of sorrow. This detective could see that when he cried, it was because of guilt. The detective spoke almost perfect English, and the detective said, "Listen, tell me the truth. When you tell the truth here in this country and you show some heart and remorse, it is possible that the Fiscalia will take it easy on you. Looking at the circumstances, maybe you took your mom's life because you felt sorry for her. It was an act of humility as opposed to an act of violence." He admitted to guilt. And yes, he got charged and he got put in jail. And he was recently released. While he was in jail, he did 6 years in jail. 6 years in one of the worst jails here, he told me. He said that he felt like his mom was with him the whole time. He had many dreams about his mom. And he said that he also was very sick most of the time. He did not see his daughter born. His daughter was born, and not only that, she was given the name of his mom. Tiana understood. Tiana stayed by his side during the whole time. Tiana felt like Chad had a heart. She felt like he did it out of desperation as opposed to devilishness. She felt like he was worthy of forgiveness. Her mother, on the other hand, felt like, wow, if he can do that to his own mother, then what more could he do to Tiana? And Tiana didn't listen to her mom. Tiana stood by Chad's side. It's her husband. It's the father of her child. And she knows that what he did was with the intentions to take care of his own family. So yes, he did that crime. He paid the time. He's out now. And he said to me that he's getting his life back together. He didn't get to see his daughter grow. But he said that he sacrificed so much. He said if he could take back that time, he would. It's a very sad situation. But this is what a gringo did to keep his chica happy. Thank you so much for listening to this story. I know it was a very sad one. And I guess, we have to expect these ones as well. They're not always going to be funny with chicas doing devious things and with guys doing crazier things. And, sometimes we're going to hear these stories. There's a lot of people that listen to these stories, and I'd like to thank you for sending me your stories. There's so many more stories that are coming in, and these days the stories that are coming in really seem a little more less tasteful. They seem very, very disturbing. So I do want to say to you guys, thank you for your stories and for trusting me with your private information and for knowing that I will keep your name confidential. Please be good to yourself out there. If you have a story, you can email me. The information is in the description. And not only that, since you stayed till the end, I have a gift for you. It will be my book, How to Win the Heart of a Dominican Woman. Now, I've been thinking about changing the name of it because it's not only about how you win the heart of the Dominican woman, it's also how just to survive in the Dominican Republic and understand the culture. Not only that, I'm going to give you a bonus gift. My other book that I wrote called Sosua Staycation. It's not just about Sosua. It is also about the Dominican Republic, the school care system, the health care system, driving, residency. I list a lot of stuff in that book, and I would love to give you those 2 books, PDF copies, through email. So email me and make sure first in the comments below, put my book. Put my book times 2. Now, if there's a specific book that you want and you don't want both, then put either Sosua Staycation, that's the one about driving and everything like that, or put Dominican Heart. Okay? Specify which book you want if you don't want both. If you do want both, just put books. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Huge hugs, loads of love, big blesses. Please be good to yourself out there and be good to other people. God bless you. Make today count.
Sosua, Sosua, sweet island flame. You played the lover, I played the game. Sosua, Sosua, mi corazón. You took my love, now my money's gone. Every day we walk the beach hand in hand. She showed me dreams in the white hot sand. But every dream had a price to pay, and my dollars slowly drifted away. She said, llévame contigo, don't leave me here. And my heart said yes, but my mind said fear. I gave her gifts, I paid her rent. Now I'm back home and my cash is spent. Sosua, Sosua, sweet island flame. You played the lover, I played the game. Sosua, Sosua, mi corazón. You took my love, now my money's gone. Now I sitting in the cold, thinking of you, on mango lips and eyes so true. She calls me now, says baby guess what, and I feel that twist deep in my gut. Estoy embarazada, it's your child. My world stopped, my thoughts went wild. She said, Papi, I need your help today, but my bank account just fades away. Sosua, Sosua, love and lost, every paradise comes with a cost. Tropical queen, tropical queen. You ruled my heart like a reggae dream.